level 3, he Purifying Flames you and Fortune's End you. That's like 400-500 damage. And you're sitting there just like, oh my god, what is happening? And then the Pango, he doesn't have a big health pool. That's the one issue that Pango has, is he's actually pretty low on the HP. He gets his survivability through Shield Crash. And Topson has probably played this matchup a whole boatload. And if he gets off to a good start, then OG can just do what they've done in the past, right? And when they play around as this 4-man ball, they get a lot of kills. And that's probably going to mean that Seb's going to get some dual damage. And if he starts getting to a point where he's dealing a lot of physical damage, Boom's going to have some issues with this Death Prophet, because she doesn't like going into physical burst, because she doesn't like building armor until a little bit later on. So, I don't know. I've got this weird feeling that that OG are going to be able to surprise us this time around. But Secret have the much more conventional, much more easier to execute draft than what OG do. OG, they need to start fast, and they need to go hard, and they need to be able to get a lot of kills early on for this 4-man ball to take towers. And then so that way, no one can start to transition and really start to farm up on the Monkey King. But Team Secret, you know, they're just going to play their team fights. They're going to play the game that they have throughout the entirety of the tour. And I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this Oracle can do, because it's either a magical or useless.
Yep. One thing about the Oracle as well, though, is prior to the Oracle pick, looking at the heroes that they had available, LC was really going to struggle killing heroes during the duel. They didn't have that much burst damage, but with Topson playing this mid, he'll have a ton of experience. We'll have that maxed out Purifying Flames, which is an astonishing amount of early damage. So the first few duels, especially if they're near the Oracle, should come out well. But here we go. Game number 2, all-important game for OG. If they lose this, right now, they're mostly out of the running to go to Div 1. But if they lose this game, it's guaranteed. Then it simply cannot happen, no matter what permutations take place. Erstwhile for Team Secret, winning this would put them at 5-1. And with one final series to go, that would put them really, really close to guaranteeing themselves a slot into Division 1. They need this win, but so do OG, so the stakes could not be higher. Nobody can afford to make mistakes here, Fluke, and that's the kind of Dota we love, because it almost guarantees mistakes will happen. You love to see it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also that OG are one of those teams that I'm not sure if they really feel the pressure. You can see in the player cams that they were still having a good time, even though the game number 1 really didn't go their way. You know, obviously picking up an Oracle in a game like this, you're probably feeling pretty confident with a wacky draft. And they've even made the lane switch as well, which I really like coming out from OG. They've just decided game number 1, that wasn't the way that we need to play our Dota. Yes, we're missing Rezo, but, you know, at the same time, Seb is a TI winning offlaner. Like, this guy knows how to play offlane. So all you got to do is put a player with one of his best heroes in the Phoenix in that offlane, and just play the normal kind of Dota that you guys have been playing throughout the tour. And with this IO as well, they've got a lot of pace, they've got a lot of good ways at just continuing the fight. The one issue is they are lacking lockdown. So, you know, once Chrysalis gets towards a BKB, it's only really going to be the duel, it's going to be the issue for him. But then you always have to be very, very careful about, you know, this Pango role and even the Death Prophet in these fights if she's not being dueled.
Yep. It is Death Prophet off lane, so presumably she might not get off to as hot a start as we saw from game 1 Armel. So it's going to be it's going to come down to execution, first and foremost. And speaking of Armel, had a phenomenal game number 1. Here in game 2, so far pretty much just matching up evenly with this Oracle. Hasn't had to ferry in too much regen, does have a salve heading in though. But the CS difference, fairly non-existent between the two of them. So Armel will be very happy about this. Down bottom, you mentioned in the draft that you want to see them play the lanes partnership that has been working for them. And Kidtrack is playing Wisp. Back in with no one. This will mean that no one should just never die in this lane, right? With this Monkey King. Should be A-okay for all of time, provided the Wisp is nearby.
Yeah, exactly. Rubik and DP didn't really have that much kill threat on this kind of lane because of the sustain they have with Jingu, as well as, you know, any kind of extra bit of burst healing that Kidtrack can come through. So they just need to be careful not to feed kills towards no one, because Yamich definitely can be susceptible to that early on. And as long as they come out with a decent Monkey King who gets like this Battle Fury timing, he can start to farm up while the rest of these 4 heroes run around the map. And they have a scary four heroes to run around the map, right? Like Phoenix Sunray, Oracle, and an IO. Like, that is the most insane amount of healing that I've ever seen. Like, if there's ever a Spirit Vessel game, it's right here. And Topson, is he going to get the kill?
No, he will not. It's only level 2, my friend. If he was level 5, he would have gotten that kill. And now he's out of mana, so Armel can play very high up in the lane, not scared of getting bursted by the Purifyings. Still though, Topson doing a marvelous job. Oh, can he deny both range creeps? Okay, he denies the one, prevents Armel getting the other. Okay, slight miscalculation on the Swashbuckle. Doesn't get the full damage. Lose out on a lot of gold as a result on Armel. This game already looking way better than game one. They are up in the CS. Top lane, Chrysalis isn't able to fully challenge against Seb. Down bottom, this Monkey King isn't getting ran over by this DP. And mid lane, of course, Topson doing quite well. So this is what we want to see from Old G. Whenever they've been successful is when they get off to these very powerful starts for themselves.
Yeah. And it's, oh, Topson.
Nice, fine.
See, and this is what I was concerned about with this matchup for Oracle versus the Pango is he just gets like spammed out and there's nothing really he can do. And now he's got a full combo. Oh, he misses it.
Does he die? Shield crash to the high ground. He's fine. Doesn't manage to catch up with the full combo like you said. Had he gotten that, because he just got level 3 on the Purifying Flames, he actually would have found the kill.
Oh, yeah, he would have been dead 100%. And then, you know, at that point, if he gets the kill there, he's much closer towards level 6. Then you can, you know, you can probably just skip out on False Promise and get an extra level in Fortune's End. And then at that point, Armel's level 4. He's level 6. He comes back in the lane. He gets double comboed again. Or if he hits Vision, he's dead.
Armel still alive. Topson doesn't want to tank too many tower shots, but Armel will be forced to make the very shameful roll all the way back home. Down bottom. Almost killed Yamich, but he was forced to use the lift to buy himself space and time. Everything coming up aces for Old G right now, all across the map. And you were mentioning that you want to see a Battle Fury come out from the Monkey King. The last time we saw him play this hero, he went for Diffusal, Echo Saber, BKB, if I remember correctly. This game does kind of feel like he needs to buy a farming item. It might not be Battle Fury, but either be, like, it has to be like Echo Saber, Maelstrom, or Battle Fury. I don't think this is a game where he buys a fighting build.
Yeah. I think it all kind of depends on how these initial couple of minutes go for him. If by like 10 minutes he's looking like he's on track for like a really good time to Battle Fury, they can run around the map and make a lot of space for him, especially because the heroes in Old G, they're not going to have troubles killing Telebraid. And I think that's the biggest thing here for Old G is they don't have to worry about this TB just being unkillable once he gets out of the laning phase. So he could be a little greedy if he wants to. And I know no one likes hitting creeps. And if he hits creeps for long enough, he's going to be a force to reckon with, and there's not really many heroes that can deal with him. The Pango roll is going to be a bit of an issue, but if you have Battle Fury getting towards like a BKB, Deso build, even like an Aghanim Scepter, because you kind of want to stand and fight, he's going to be very, very hard to bring down.
Speaking of this Pango, he's right now in the triangle. They really want to try kill no one, so he's hoping to find level 6 in the trees, and then they can try and show up with the Rolling Thunder, but it's taking a little bit of time. No one's also playing fairly safe right now in front of the tier 1 tower. His team has alerted him that, hey, there's a missing core. Be careful, my friend. So Team Secret, they will get first blood on the other side of the map, though. Ooh. As they walk down always on the fly. Catch him with some right-click damage from the Metamorphosis. All right. That's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. Lots of bonus goals towards Chrysalis. He's now caught up to the LC in the lane. Not feeling too bad about how the first couple of waves went.
Yeah, you have to be careful giving the Terrorblade this early start. He is behind on CS in comparison to no one, but as soon as you get a power in on Topson, he can easily make rotation towards top, and that's why I was looking to see what the first power in was going to be. It wasn't anything special for Topson, so he wasn't able to make rotation towards top pre-Sunder for Chrysalis, and he's just going to keep abusing Armel. And this is what I talked about in the before we came into game number 1 was Armel versus Topson. And you just see always want to fly. Oh, okay. He just... Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, you hate to see that. You're like, I'm getting away, guys. Watch me. And then you just see this big, giant shuriken flying towards you. And you're like, yeah, I'm dead. All right, see you later, guys. Pray for me. Topson's coming bottom.
Down bottom. Yeah, he's going to make the first big rotation, but he comes at the same time as Armel is arriving. So we're going to have both mid laners involved in this fight. Yamich, he's the first one to fall low. He does die to the Purifying Flames. So we'll see if Kitrak will be able to survive this as well. He does have Tether away to get closer to no one. He's still being rolled upon by Armel, but Armel doesn't connect with the next hit. Topson manages to find a kill onto Boom on the back end of the fight, and Armel is out of the Rolling Thunder, so he's certainly in danger. Tries to survive with the shield crash, but Topson says no. Topson wants his triple. That is a way to start a game, and that's how you want to get your first rotation as a mid-Oracle here, Fluke.
Yeah, dude, I told you, it either looks really good or it looks really bad. And like the way that Topson has been playing this early lane, he dominated Armel, he forced him out of lane, forced him to jungle to get his level 6, and then he makes the first rotation. It forces Armel to make his rotation as well. They aren't able to get a kill, and he just turns around and kills everybody because, like, how are you supposed to put pressure on an Oracle who is running at you and dealing, like, 700 burst damage, right? Like, Fortune's End does 280 damage, and then on top of that is 360 damage. So that's, like, what, 640? Like, you're doing 640 magic burst every 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, he's basically Laguna blading you every 12 seconds.
Oof. Topson.
Like,
this guy, you know, there was a while he was just on top of the world, man. This is Topson, erstwhile OG mid lane extraordinaire, trying to get back to those glory days when they went back-to-back TIs. Still can't believe his first big tournament was an international, and then he just wins. Pretty great.
He had 100% win out on land for like 2 years, bro.
Yeah,
it's crazy. What a freak.
Well, we're going to see exactly how OG transitioned from this moment in time, though. Having already gotten this massive rotation, they also open up space for no one. Because of that particular move, they know that the move from Armel not going to be coming anytime soon again, because he needs to farm up for his next item. Needs the Orbital Corrosion, needs the Diffusal Blade. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, Seb didn't have to show up, so he's also getting a ton of farm on the LC. Feels like Team Secret. The game's not completely out of hand just yet, but the warning signs are there, Fluke.
Yeah,
the warning signs are there.
It's definitely starting, and I think they need to start by trying to shut down Topson. Maybe make a couple-man rotation once they get some level 6s. Try and gank him, kill him, because otherwise he's just going to keep doing this. And he can walk around with the IO as well, and the IO is going to give him a lot of mana, and then he can give the HP back to Kitrak. So it just means that they've got this like really good symbiotic relationship. They're able to give each other a whole lot of these resources to enable Topson to stay on the map.
Topson's still chilling around this bottom area. There's an observer ward that hasn't seen that he's here, but Boom is still playing very, very cautiously. Until Oracle emerges somewhere on the map, they're not going to want to make any big moves down bottom.
Yeah. It's a massive amount of burst damage he has. He is going to walk underneath the ward, though. So they know exactly where he is. Okay, he's going to go for the Ags
They
first.
did pop the scan. Oh, he's rushing Ags? Okay, I like that. I like the Ags build this game. And they're actually just going on to Armel. Does get Rolling Thunder off. Should be able to survive this initiation. Are they going to try and set up for a kill here? They have lift back and they don't have the relocate, so they actually might get this kill. They try to buy space and time with the Bounder Strike. It's not going to be good enough. Kitrak in danger as well as he tries to TP out. Will not be able to do so. Boom. Gets the final finish and earns himself a double kill. It did cost the usage of Exorcism Ghost, but it's certainly a trade you'll take. In the meantime, top lane, Zeb under danger. They should be able to bring him down with a couple more right clicks. Puppy has Breathe Fire again, or the dual breath in 2 seconds. Throws it out. Does get the connection, but it's not enough damage. And now, here comes Always on a Fly. They're looking for the turnaround. But Jakiro, very tanky hero with some pretty decent stats, so not that easy to kill. And Topson also makes his movement to the top lane as well.
Yeah, he just has to keep playing fast, right? Like, that's all he has to do. I don't think he can sit back and farm because, yeah, Oracle will farm relatively okay, but in comparison to a Pango who can just, like, swashbuckle and shield crash a wave and it's dead in 2 seconds, Topson has to spam Purifying Flames on it. They found Chrysalis, though.
Nice one.
Okay.
Can't close him down just yet. If he had the Aghanim Scepter, maybe there's danger, but he's okay. He's chill.
Yeah,
just go farm the jungle.
Interesting that he's rushing the Reign of Destiny. I feel like it does a decent amount. Oh, they get the catch there on a Puppy. He's dead.
He's not going to get died to a duel, though. So despite dying, I think he's okay with that. Doesn't give away any additional damage. They will be able to kill off the Sea Dragon as well, since it dies underneath the Tier 1 tower. Their heroes aren't necessarily the best for pushing, so they have to stick to this creep skipping shenanigans. Still, though, they will get the tower at the end of the day. But that also enabled Armel and Boom to finish off the Tier 1 tower down bottom.
Yeah, and that's the kind of one issue, right, is they can't really contest against the Pango unless the Oracle is around. Once this game starts getting later and later, the Pango will become stronger and stronger versus the Oracle. But this is where Topson needs to just kind of abuse the fact that his hero does so much damage early on. And if he gets this early Reign of Destiny, it can do a lot of damage for the duel. It is a 40-second cooldown, so it's a little bit hard for you to try and just spam it in a team fight. But the way that they're able to play here for OG, they've got Fortune Zen, they've got duel, they've got things like Wukong's command to be able to try and keep people in place. So if they're able to, you know, Reign of Destiny on top of no one inside of Wukong's, then he's going to feel pretty confident in just standing it, even if it is against the Terrorblade. So this Reign of Destiny, if it comes out at an early enough time here for Topson, they're going to have this nice little timing where duel is basically a guaranteed kill against most of these players with things like Fortune Zen and the Purifying Flames and the Reign of Destiny on top, because it does a lot of damage. It does 60 damage a second, so it's like kind of like a much better radiance. And the fact that you're able to just keep your LC alive and that, you're probably going to feel pretty good about never giving away duel damage. So it's going to be nice to see how this Reign of Destiny works.
Still a little bit of gold away from picking that one up. 1800 gold required to go into his coffers before that's available. The rest of the map, though, just being farmed up. Team Secret have the Terrorblade inside their triangle. And no one still trying to close the gap and finish off his Battle Fury. There already, pretty much. We don't see this all that often nowadays. The direction that he's going with the itemization. Claymore and Broadsword first before Perseverance. Not something that is all that common, but I suppose he felt that having the Io nearby, that regen was a bit moot. Didn't need to buy it himself. Can just pick it up for free from the Io, and then he just gets raw damage.
Yeah, it's also one of those things where, like, if you're not being pressured and you're able to get to the Claymore first, you know, it's 1350 gold, so, like, if you're able to accrue that amount of gold, you feel confident to just be able to go for it, because then it increases your farming speed much more than what the Ring of Health or the Void Stone does. So it just means that if you get to that point first without being pressured, then you get that extra damage, then you go to your Broadsword next, and then it just means that your farming speed gets increased by a boatload. So it's the best way to do it, especially if you don't want to do, like, this like, Vanguard opener that, like, you know, anti-mages have been doing. So it just means that you've just got that increased farming speed for you. And Blink Dagger's up now on Seb, as well as only 1,000 gold away for Topson for this Reign of Destiny. So this is a big timing here for Old G. You know, you get Seb up a little bit more when it comes to his HP and mana. Blink duel somebody. Topson's able to get a kill on top of that. That the False Promise available now too. Secret are ready here for this tier 1 tower push.
They want to try to find a dual kill. Unfortunately for Old G, their siege potential is pretty gobble, so they kind of need to find pickoffs first before they can aggress onto these buildings. Puppy will reveal himself. He's scouted by Topson, who's walking around with an Invis rune. Fortune's End will hold him in position. And here comes Seb. Do the second one of the game, but the first victory of the game. But we will see a counterplay coming in. Armel with the Rolling Thunder, looking towards bringing down this LC. She will get False Promised by Oracle, but she's not dead just yet. There will be a drag back with the relocate and the drop down on the Supernova as well. So Io will live. They will maybe try and re-engage onto this Pango, but the damage potential coming in from Boom, thanks to the Exorcism, and the stolen overwhelming odds from Yamich finds a double kill with the Fade Bolt. They're chasing down onto Seb as well. Seb needs to run, needs to hide, but he cannot. The real carry is here, Fluke. Yamich has showed up for this fight. Gets a triple kill on this Rubik. They get the tower as well. All of this began with Old G starting the fight, looking for the dual kill, and they get the dual kill, but they also get much more than what they were hoping for.
Yeah, Yamich, he had a bit of a quiet one for the first 15 minutes. I was wondering when our buddy was going to pop his head up, and he's biding his time. That's what he was doing. He was just waiting in the wings until he was able to capitalize something like that. Overwhelming odds with almost max out Arcane Supremacy, 22% spell amp, and it was like a whole creep wave and like 3 heroes. So he just got blown to pieces. And you can see that Old G understand that they need to keep this pace up. They need to make sure that they're constantly getting kills. They need to make sure that Seb is starting to transition into a big core. If he doesn't get a lot of duel damage early, it's something that you touched on, right? Like, he kind of just turns into a walking duel, and you don't have that much damage, and it's all about the Monkey King. But they are starting to get a few of these duel wins, and Secret are doing a good job at responding, right? Like, some teams really kind of falter under this pressure of Old G just kind of running at them, and they don't really respond in the right way, whereas Secret understand that they just need to start throwing heroes around. They just need to make sure that, yeah, somebody's going to get dueled, somebody's probably going to die, but as long as you get these transition kills and be able to pull some of these heroes back in line with the net worth, then you've always got Chrysalis who's sitting back and farming. He is slowly starting to fall behind no one, and especially if he loses his life, like bottom.
Yeah, I think he's gonna die here as he gets brought down here. Topson has shown up, and there's the Reign of Destiny, and it's gonna be the destiny of the Terrorblade to die in this bottom lane. Team Secret coming in with multiple heroes, but it's too late to find some re-aggression. Unless, though, they wait out the relocate back, and no one hasn't gone back himself. They're looking for the full wrap here. They smoked up on Armel and Yamich. They will not be able to find anybody yet, but now they know that no one is still in the area. Oh no, he tree danced down to the low ground. Will the... Oh no, he got caught! Ozzy jumped onto a tree. That means he is dead for sure. Inhibited by the diffuser blade. And RML finds the kill with the swashbuckle. That is... Man, no one can just really not catch a break this series. He really just cannot. Gets a quick kill there. Also, just before that fight happened, you know the fight that happened middle that old G lost? Had they won that fight and Topson didn't die, he would have broken a record for his Aghanim's timing. Unfortunately, because he didn't, he is now sitting at the 4th fastest Ags. Only number 4, not number 1. What are you doing, Topson?
Does he have all the other 3 records?
No, he is number 2 and number 3 though. He's number 2, number 3, and number 5 before this. So now he is 2, 3, 4, and 5. And number 1 is a man named Dicky.
Pog.
I don't know what game this was. This looks like it was a game. Okay, let me find out when this game happened.
I was gonna say other people play Oracle mid except for Topson.
Oh, so check this out. The number 1 record of 14 minutes and 26 seconds is still held by Dicky from 2016 at the Summit 5. 2016, mates.
Was Oracle out in 2016?
Apparently it was.
And he had Ags then?
And he bought Ags, yeah.
It must have been. It definitely wasn't Reign of Destiny then. I think that's when you had no cooldown on Purifying Flames. I think that's what his old Ags was.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, that's what it used to be. Founder Strike connecting onto 3 heroes. No one setting up his team for success here. They've already brought down Puppy. Very early rain dropped down here by Topson. But they're not going to try and pursue further here. Just a nice free pick off for themselves. That feels good all the time.
Yeah, 40-second CD. You're pretty happy with that. Puppy, again, tanking a gank. I thought that was going to look way worse for them. The fact that he caught 4 heroes with a boundless. I was like, oh, no, this is going to be horrible for Team Secret. They're just going to walk into their doom. But they weren't able to connect on anybody else. Seb is still farming on the bottom side of the map. So they didn't have that extra initiation with the doom. With the duel, pardon me. Now Armel is onto his own Blink Dagger, so he's caught up really, really well here. He's topping the net worth through the entire game. So props to Armel once again, being able to sit back and farm. And this is going to be, man, these team fights are going to be rough. Yeah. Like, who do you false promise for Topson? Like, does he save it for himself? Does he try and keep Seb alive? Like, it's going to be hard for him to figure out who is going to be the optimal target for him to try and save.
I'm still more worried about how do they ensure that Wukong's command actually does damage this game. It's really not easy. On the bright side, there we go. There's only 1 4-star on the Team Secret lineup so far for Yamich. Of course, they still have mobility spells on this Pango, but they'll need a few more if they want to feel 100% safe away from this Wukongs. But they still defend this mid tower. For me, this is honestly the biggest problem with the draft. It's just their lack of ability to push. They're going to make a quick jump onto Ole's on the fly. They also find Topson. He's going to get reload out right now by Yamich. Yamich will ensure that he's safe and fine. Save. He also false promised himself. And Seb caught in with the Ice Path, Macro Pyre on top of him. He dies just as the Supernova pops. And the Supernova brings Ole's on the fly right in front of the face of the Death Prophet. The last place he wants to be. And now Topson, no more false promise, no more relocate, no more options. Boom finds a triple kill with this Death Prophet. They've also isolated Kid Track. Oh no. From bad to worse, everything is just crumbling apart. The Ghost will finish before they can get into the pit. But they still have a very healthy duration of the Metamorphosis, so they have more than enough damage to take down the big man.
Yeah, and they've also got Lucky Shot, guys. Yeah, that definitely should work on Roche. Anyways, my issues with Pango aside, this is the issue that I talked about, right? Is that Oracle, like, trying, like, does he save it for himself? Does he save it for somebody else? He false promised himself, and then Kid Track reload him out. So it was like a double save on the same person when they could have utilized that false promise on the Seb. Maybe if they turn around with the false promise, the Reign of Destiny, then they're able to keep the Legion Commander alive. They can turn around maybe for a dual victory with his Blade Mail up as well. But it's just a little bit of miscommunication between the 2 heroes. So they both are on the same page and keeping themselves alive. They understand they need to keep Topson alive in these fights, but as soon as False Promise is gone, as soon as Kid Track goes away, Topson is a sitting duck, and there's not really much that he can do. He's going Blink Dagger now, but if they get Topson, I mean, oh no.
No one.
I was going to say Topson, but
Topson's chilled. He's fine. He's like, somebody has to die. I'm glad it's not me this time. Oh well, no one. Brought down, and he was about to TP out as well. The Rolling Thunder connected just at the very edge. And also during that last fight, poor Ole's on a fly. He Icarus dive through Ice Path, so that thought stopped him in place, put him right in front of the Death Prophet. They're going to try and force a fight right now because they're smoked up on multiple heroes on the side of Team Secret. Oh no, look who they found. They found Topson. Will they get the silence out? No, they don't.
Blink.
Nice blink away. And Kitrak, he's the one that gets silenced.
What a silence.
So he can't tether. Oh no. Topson almost certainly will die here. False promise. It's going to buy space and time at least. The Reign of Destiny is nice. It looks kind of cool. It will keep him alive for now, but he's certainly going to die on the second part of this. They catch him in the trees. He does have a TP out, but very unlikely he gets to use this one. Telekinesis in, and they do find the kill.
Yeah, that's, I mean, what are you supposed to do as an Oracle, right? Like, you get caught out like that, and you're definitely going to go down. Kitrak tried his best to get the reload out, but it was a sick little silence coming in from Boom. Also, Yamich has been stealing the Reign of Destiny. So 26% spell amp on this is nuts. Like, the amount of healing and damage that it does, not only is it better than Topson's, it also just means that they can keep like their Terrorblade alive inside of a duel. They're able to, you know, just get the extra bit of burst damage when people are locked down by things like Rolling Thunder and Ice Path. Like, this is actually such a sick steal for him to have, is the Reign of Destiny, because look how massive it is as well. It's kind of crazy that he's been able to, you know, have such a good game once again on a hero that he's not kind of hard carrying on, but he's doing the little things right here for Yamich, and Secret are very slowly but surely pulling away from Old G, and it's going to be hard for them to fight them soon, you know. Like, it's going to get to the point where not only does Chrysalis have like a BKB, he's already got Scardy now. Like, Armel's really coming back into the game. He's gotten through the hard part of it. And it's all about what does No One and Seb do. Like, these are the two cores that actually need to start doing work in these fights for Topson to pop off.
Wait, Armel had a hard part to this game? That's news to me, mates. Since the laning phase ended, it's just been smooth sailing for this Pango. He's top net worth, basically almost tied up with Chrysalis. This Diffusal Blade as well makes life so complicated for so many of these heroes. Oracle needs mana, Io needs mana. Having half of it burned away at the beginning of the fight just creates more problems. And no one jumps in, reveals the BKB, but he can't really go off with the Wukong. Look how much damage he's taking from the Terrorblade. Even inside Wukong, he just dies. Rolling Thunder connects forward now to Always Wanna Fly. He's gonna lose his life as well. Armel on a killing spree. They tip Always Wanna Fly. And dude, we spoke about how Monkey King cannot feel safe inside Wukong's if there's a Terrorblade nearby. There's too much physical damage. I don't think no one got the memo.
Dude, Chrysalis has the pay-to-win cosmetic. You can't see the DD rune on him. It's pay to win, guys. Trust me. The Steam stonks of this Terrorblade set, through the roof. Absolutely through the roof. I'm buying all the sets right now, guys. Make sure you don't buy them, because I'm going to sell them at 1,000% markup.
There we go.
The way these fights are going, it's like, who's going to initiate for them? Like, Seb was nowhere near that fight. No one went in with his BKB, thought he was really strong. Went into a DD Terrorblade, and Terrorblade just sits outside of it, man. He's got a Scardy, he does a boatload of damage, and he just absolutely destroys no one. And there's nothing that he can do in that fight, because Topson's not close enough, Kitrak's not close enough, and LG, this game is really starting to fall away from him. I think maybe another couple of fights, and then you could potentially see these guys GG out, because Seb hasn't been able to take a stranglehold of this game. He's only got 10 dual damage, man. He's got BKB now, though. So that's a big positive for Old G, is they have a BKB on their Legion Commander. They can start to walk around with some of these smokes and try and get some pickoffs. But they need to pick up the pace of this game once again, because their cores are really starting to fall behind. Like a DB Terrorblade and a Pango, it is hard for you to outscale them when your mid is an Oracle.
Yamich getting a quick lift back onto Seb as they scout out this movement coming in. And Boom is actually going to start the fight in the opposite direction, going in with the Exorcism, silencing up this Always Wanna Fly Phoenix, trying to get this early kill. Can they find it? The Reign of Destiny buys enough time that the Supernova does come out, but that means that he doesn't have it available for himself. There will be a duel, though, that goes in onto the Death Prophet, but Boom is not dying. He's just standing his ground, finally starting to take damage as Monkey King shows up, but it's too late. Guardian Greaves will be there, and they will be able to get the DP out of this fight. They're forced to even trigger the full false promise onto Seb, and he still dies. Boom just dealt too much damage here. And look, Boom's full HP. He's fine.
Whoa, I honestly thought that he was going to live that, because he had, what, like three Purifying Flames on him, and he even pressed the attacked himself. That wasn't enough damage.
Jeez.
Damn. Yeah, this game is really starting to get out of control. couldn't kill the Death Prophet, even though that she got dueled. I think that he got a Spirit Siphon off, maybe a Spirit Siphon or two, because there was just so little damage that was coming in from Old G. And if they can't do that to a DP, if they can't punish her when she's completely separated from her team during a full duration, like, you know, Blade Mel, BKB duel, then how are they supposed to kill TB, man? Like, that's my real question, is where does this damage come from? Does it come from a few more items? Does it come from a bit more time? Maybe when no one gets Scardy, but this game is so rough for them, because even if no one gets Scardy, you can see the issues that they have with Wukong's command, right? Like, they just can't keep people in place.
Speaking of no one, he's dead again, maybe. Getting rolled on right now. Again! Oh, Mel, please, show some mercy. They won't be able to catch him the second time around, but Yamich is there. He has the hatchet. I thought he was safe, but I forgot that hard carry Yamich was in the cut. They should be able to find this kill. He dies. Yamich brings him low with the stolen Purifying Flames. You're talking about Reign of Destiny? My friend, Purifying Flames plus this Arcane Supremacy. Super, super good. Well, another reason also for that last fight, one of the reasons why this Death Prophet didn't die, most of the damage, she only started taking damage when Monkey King showed up. But before MK, it's like, okay, the damage is trying to come from Topson and Seb. Seb doesn't do any right-click damage. And unfortunately, Topson has to deal with the fact that Boom has a full Pipe of Insight, has the full Greaves as well. So the kind of magical damage you put out as the Oracle, not the correct type for this itemization on the Death Prophet.
Yeah, it's super hard for them to deal damage. And, I mean, I'm just trying to think, is there any items that they can try and go for? Like, you can see Seb's transitioning into like an actual hard carry, just going for the MKB. No one's got Scardy that's going to help, but like, man, like TB has full BKB completed now as well. He's got something else that's coming out on the Crow. What is it? A Sanj. So he's got Sanj and Yasha, so he's going to be even harder to deal with.
Okay, mid lane. They're trying to go for the dual kill. This time around, let's see if they can get it onto Doom. They do commit absolutely everything, but they do manage to find it. They even drop a Supernova, but look at no one. No one is taking damage inside of his own Wukongs. Dying off here. Armel gets away from the Supernova, but with all the heals, they go forward. No! He jumped onto a tree, got cut down by the Swashbuckle, and he's gonna die! His team invested so much to save him, and he throws it all away by jumping forward. Armel, this time, he's the one with the double damage, and he mops up Topson with the Swashbuckle. Here, Amich, Blink Dagger forward. He's looking for the lift. No, he's looking for the duel. Not gonna get the damage from this. Will he? Oh my god, he actually gets it. Dude, he has more dual damage. Okay, almost as much as Seb. Seb has 30, he has 20. Oh no.
Yeah, that was a sick fight from OG, by the way. The way they were able to get that pick onto Boom, absolutely massive. And then no one jumps on a singular tree. I mean, there is a group of like 3 trees, but when you see a Monkey King jump towards that area, it's very simple for you to be able to deal with it. They've got like good ways of just being able to get him off the trees, and you know, Yamich once again cuts the tree, and that was kind of all she wrote. And man, it's just, I thought that was just going to be a good way for them to just disengage. They go, okay, we got a big kill onto Boom, we got a lot of gold out of that, we used a lot of our ultimates, let's just fall back, let's just try and get another fight when we have duel back up, see if we can catch Chrysalis next time, maybe if we can kill Armel, this is big. But they over-aggress, they get punished, and now Roche is up. They want to try and fight again.
Roche is fairly low. Armel, they're looking for Seb. And Seb will get saved by the False Promise for now. Jumping onto the back end of the fight. No, they found Topson. They silenced them as well. Oh, no more Oracle for the engagement. They're going to be looking to bring down Always Wanna Fly as well as he dies. There's a duel stolen by the Rubik going onto the Monkey King. Here's a stolen duel in the opposite direction.
What?
Seb trying to duel this Rubik. Won't be able to find the kill. Monkey King goes in with the Wukong's command against the TB. TB sunders the IO, kills off the Monkey King, and then follows up with the kill onto the Ball of Light. And that is Chrysalis showing dominance in this fight. Sure, they kill Rubik. Seb able to, at the very least, get that pesky Grand Magus out of the fray. But it's not enough, Luke. 4 heroes will fall. They get the Aegis anyway. And they are just cruising through game number 2.
Yeah, they weathered the storm, the early storm from Topson. He just wasn't able to really snowball after such a good laning phase that he had and a good first couple of rotations. The rest of LG just weren't able to come into this game and really shine. So Team Secret, they're proving why they're going to be 5-1 in the tour right now, sitting directly at the top, uncontested, with only 1 series left to go. They could finish this tour 6-1. And they're definitely going to be ruining that series up against D2 Hustlers if they do finish 6-1. That was a series they definitely could have won. but D2 Hustlers were able to pull out on top. Did you see the interaction between Rubik Duel and
The
LC Duel?
duels. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
so
really
as
funny.
soon as Rubik's Duel finished, it cancelled out Seb's
The
duel,
LC's duel, yeah. And it's just like, well, okay.
which is pretty sad for Seb because that was 100% duel damage for him. Like he would have got an extra 30 duel damage, he would have got to 60 damage. I don't think that really changes the landscape of the game too much. It's like 24k net worth at 32 minutes into the game, but it still definitely would have meant that he would have had a little bit more damage.
I think for me, the big impact of that isn't the damage necessarily going the way of Seb, but it's the emotional impact. He's just like, really? Seriously? This is happening to me? Come on, man. What's
Even
also
TI
happening is that
winners don't know
Kid Track, get him out! Okay. Oh, whew. That was close. Close. Well, sir, that's two lanes of Rex through mid, down through bottom. That is a massive net worth advantage, sitting at the 25k mark right now. It's 98% win probability. Still an Aegis on the TB. And what's he buying right now? Is he buying MKB or is he going... Okay, Daedalus. Woo! All right. There's no halberds on the enemy team. No radiances, no butterflies, no armor items. Well, there's one plate mail on the Phoenix, but that's pretty much it. So you are really going to tank damage. And no one... You thought you were having a rough time surviving inside of Wukong's before, buddy. Good luck for the next one.
Yeah, and especially because no one's item progression has been stunted. I don't think I've seen him be able to progress past this ultimate orb in a long time. Just because it's hard for him to get in these fights. And, you know, False Promise can only save one person. Kitrak can only save one person. And it's just like, there's just so much overwhelming damage from Team Secret that it's way too hard for OG to stay in these fights. Seb does have a Desolator now, so he's starting to transition into a carry, but he needs to do so much heavy lifting in these fights. He needs to like blink duel, blow somebody up, pop his BKB, and then they win a fight off the back of like a Wukong's and an egg combination. But if they don't kill Chrysalis, he's huge on this Terror Blade.
Gonna go for a quick duel onto Boom here. Boom gets sundered out by Chrysalis to save him for now. Will they get off the Guardian Greaves? They do. They force off him out and they lift him to safety. Supernova pops on the edge of the fight, but this Doom or this young Boom Death Prophet is still alive. Swashbuckle back onto Always on a Fly. He has to get himself out of here though, but won't be able to do so. Brought down by Chrysalis and Yamage. Forced forward with the blink. They really want to find a target and they will get the bash out with the Swashbuckle onto Topson. But the relocate will be there. Kitrak finding the salvation. But Team Secret, no matter what, they allow Boom to be the one that dangles further forward because they know they have so many tools to just save him, even when he's the first one jumped on. And oh, I forgot the Ball of Light was coming back, but the Ball of Light forgot to live, and she got blown up immediately by Boom. They might just go high ground here to get the Mega Creeps.
Yeah, they have to be careful about a lot of this poke that can come in. Are they going to get the first kill? Yes, they do. Seb stays alive.
Will he stay alive for much longer though? He's taking so much damage even through the False Promise. Might still kill him. He died last time out. This time he will be kept alive. But they will look towards the lane of Rax. They know that now without the dual combo, without Supernova, without Wukongs, it's very hard for them to try and make this happen. And speaking of Wukongs, yet again, Monkey King getting found out in the trees. Oh no, he's gonna die on no one. Does have buyback though, so returns into the fray. In the meantime, Icarus dive away for the Phoenix. He can't save Topson, who's being shredded to pieces by this BKB Terrorblade. They'll finish off the buildings. They've got the Megas. Armel jumping to the back end. They find Seb, force out a BKB from this LC, but she'll still end up dying. Wukong's command will get triggered out, but no one, you are not safe inside this Wukong's. You are not safe inside this game. And Team Secret demonstrate that this map is theirs. Come on, do it again. Give it to him. No! Always want to fly. Always not...